What is up? What is up? It's time for another Saturday track review thing. Did everybody send their tracks into woulg-approved@gmail.com? So today was the second day of the glitch.cool takeover of my YouTube channel, and it was a tutorial with Sunk. Really nice sound design stuff. Oops, copy, paste. Review then McGregor versus Cowboy. What is that, like a MMA? Oh, there we go. Nice. Thanks. What the fluke. Nice. We got a good group of people here today. Whoopsie daisy. The fuck. There we go. Okay, let's go to the track review. Actually, maybe I should do this off screen. Hey, Seskimo. How's everybody's week? Was veritably smashing. Quite nice. Okay, cool. So we got. Okay, let me fucking load these up first. I think there was a couple earlier in the week. Also. Is Jason here? I don't know why he thought it was against the rules. That's fine. Please disregard if you've already said. Okay. And then we did this one. Oh no, we did this one. I don't know if we did this tryptophan line. Oh. Yeah, sure, why not? Why not? Okay, cool. Okay, so... Whoa. Easy now. Easy. Okay, settle down. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Fuck off. Alright. Nice. Gotta get that hobo style. Alright, so right. Ascend. Here we go. Can you guys hear this? Yo, Oregon party fam. It sounds a little bit, okay, so that was cool. It is a little bit repetitive. I like the bass sound, but I also think it could feel a bit bigger. And then also, like, I think it kind of doesn't like build up or anything. It kind of just sort of stays in that. It kind of just stays in that zone, you know, which is fine. Let's download it quickly and then see what we can. Let's just have a little play around with it. Just save this. That's fine. You're in a good place to build off of it, though, I think. So no stress there. Do you know what the tempo is for that? So I don't have to try to figure it out. Yeah, I generate all my wavetables with the mic, like this. This is the first track you ever finished. Get the fuck out of my house. This is amazing. This is really good for the first track you ever finished. This is really impressive. Have you done that in Vital? No, I haven't. I should do that in Vital. Fuck, I want to play with Vital now. Whatever. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I went to Mr. Bill's show last night. It was pretty cool. But yeah, so okay, 172. 172. Yeah, 172. Okay, and then let's boost the shit out of it, because fuck it, why not? Let's put on some, I don't know. Actually, I feel like we could just put a drum bass on it. Like, I feel like you could do that drum and bass thing of like if we just take a bit and then, I wonder if this will work actually. Let's warp this and let's see if it falls on the good lines. Nice. It does not. Okay, hold on. Let's get this right. What did I do wrong? What did I ever do to you, baby? 172. Shouldn't this be here? Okay, so yeah, so massive in the okay. Yo, inner G, is that you, Ben? Is that you? Ben? Okay, so whatever. Alright, so we got into this. I think like you could do a little bit of that drum and bass sound. Let's consolidate this. Reverse it. And then do like a jam, 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 jam. I think you can, I think this is how you do it. Let's pitch this up a bit. Yeah, this will work, I think. We can just put this kind of in a fiddling around mood today, so sorry if we get a little too lost in the details. Yeah, and then just fucking put some reverb on that. Or put this at the end, maybe. Like this kind of shit might work, maybe. I don't know if this is the right sound for this, but. No, I did not. I did not manage to get Ableton updated. Oh, energy is Phil. Yo, Phil. How are you? Hey, gonna get you text. Okay, that's nice. Cool. Okay, good. Yeah, so that kind of thing. Okay, but like for building stuff up, you really like, actually, this is one of my favorite tricks that I feel like is good to know. So let's talk about it really quick. I think like one of the things, there was a super simple thing for building up tension. Actually, okay, you know what? I'm going to cover this quickly because I feel like this is like a thing that people ask me a lot. Some tension building stuff. Okay, so first thing that you can do is like really generic thing of like just add hi-hats. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I really like for adding hi-hats. You take some whatever textural stuff. In here we've got this really cool loop of is it in here? Might be in the first one. Yeah, so any sort of like textural stuff like this. Maybe not this one. You need like a little bit more texture stuff. Like a more steady sound, sorry. Where's the fucking... Alright, whatever, let's just use that thing that we just had. Actually, I do this one sometimes. No. Fuck, sorry. Yeah, okay, let's just try it with this one. So, one of the things that I do sometimes, if you take a little loop like this, and then oftentimes I'll take a section that doesn't line up perfectly to the 4-bar thing, and then I'll use this guy in 16th mode. On forward transients. Okay, so then, and then just let's get this fucking rid of this thing. And then just like expand this and play with it a little bit to get kind of more of the sound that you want. This one didn't work out that well, but like sometimes if there's rhythms already in this, you can get some kind of nice hi-hats out of that. I don't know. You got to play with it a bit to figure out how to get it. Yeah. So yeah, it's really nice. And then your hi-hat loop already has some variation in it. It's a really nice way to kind of get a nice varied hi-hat sound. So you know, this standard thing of like building up your track of just like, okay, so let's do 8 bars and then we bring in the hi-hats, like, right? Just gonna kind of bring up, gonna do this thing. Actually, let's go like this. It's gonna start it here so then we can be on this grid so that we don't have to think about stuff. Okay, so we bring in one hi-hat and then maybe a little bit later we bring in another hi-hat. Sure, let's do this one. This shit works really well. Like, don't underestimate how much you can get away with just doing this. Like, just adding a hi-hat every so often, how much that'll help with the groove. Stupid fucking... Right, maybe we start with this one, and then we bring in something like this. So that's one way, like adding some rhythmic shit, right? The next thing that you can do is adding one tonal thing just to bring in some sort of like harmonic tension. Now, if you want your track to be a lot more like to kind of stay in this territory of like not too melodic, then one of the things that I would suggest doing is to not write a melody or a loop or anything, but like you can really just do this with one note. So this is something I'd also take a little bit of time developing. We're just going to kind of hammer through it really quickly. So yeah, that will work just fine. Oops, so let's loop that. So then here, maybe here we bring in this same hi-hat, just pitched slightly differently, and oh, this is this thing, my bad. Let's use this guy, pitched slightly differently maybe, and a shorter loop. Pan over a bit. And then this guy, we can do things like just making things slightly out of tune will bring tension because your ear wants it to resolve to something that is in tune. The other trick that you can do that I really like is like put your decay time to full size to 0 and then just bring in the dry wet. It'll sort of bring in this drone sound. You can do that slowly over a bit of time. We can even just detune one of the sides too. And then when you lock back into it, it's going to feel like it's going to work really well. This might be not long enough, but like, so let's just do this. And then you can actually just put like a reverb on the group also to make another sort of noisy white noise kind of build up. We could even go like this, where we have our clean track. This is our full wet thing, and then we have maybe a little bit of like overdrive or something on this. Let's try final distortion. Maybe that'll sound cool. Or we could even put a corpus on here also with like a weird tube sound or something. And then we can also EQ out the lows from this if we so desire. But I don't think that's absolutely necessary, but we can. So, and then let's just bring that up also. That'll be like kind of our noise. So the things that we covered so far is like adding things to the rhythm. Yeah, risers. Yeah, exactly. You can throw a pitch or a frequency shifter on the end of this too. And then yeah, do a little bit of like a, if you want, I think that's probably way too much, but and then something has to kind of change there for that to be super effective. You could even, but it doesn't have to be super dramatic. Like you could kind of just do this for a little bit, maybe. Actually, this could be a way to do your build up to that. At some point, it turns into, and then you could even just fucking do this bullshit. You don't have to do all of these. I'm just showing some of the things that you can do. This is getting into kind of EDM-y sort of world, but you know. And then another trick that I really like doing is like once you hit the peak, fucking DJs will sometimes get mad at you for doing this, but whatever. Once you hit the peak, you can take a bar break, and your bar break is sort of like just a moment to do kind of a big fill or something. So let's do something like this is going to be our fill or something. We'll just go like this and then put it on that mode's fine, and then we'll just go like something. Sure, minus that, and then give it a bit of an arch, and then we'll just put in like a big right in there. Download samples. That's perfect. Scrunch that down, reverse it. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is this channel, my bad. Yeah, it kind of is, I mean, it kind of can be really easy. It doesn't have to be super complicated and like elaborate. You can really get away with like some kind of more generic stuff. You don't want it to be too unpredictable, right? So and then you could even accent this bit a bit by just going like, or we could do this where this all this shit happens and ends on this note, and then here we have just a snare, a snare by itself doing like a little, and then fucking throw in another one of these bad boys. Zoop. Yeah, anyways, but like some combination of this is gonna work. Or fucking throw in one of these, just, you know, just for fun. We can do, okay, I'm getting way too carried away with this, but whatever, hold on. Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Hey.
Oops, that's the wrong channel to do that on.
Hey.
If I'm taking bits of my track to elongate breaks and all, where does arrangement, aka making the fill by hand, stop being a thing? It's very cool that you use full tracks to so freely build shit. Okay, so I don't really use full tracks to do this, but I'll use other snippets of my shit. I'm just using a full track here because this is our, you know, we're doing track review, right? So, but yeah, you don't have to do this with the full track. You can do this totally with like whatever sample you already have, or whatever stuff you already have in your track, right? And that's usually how I would do it. But yeah, don't underestimate this, like how one fucking note. You can even make this into a semi-pseudo chord or whatever. I don't think I would do this, but usually one note is plenty.
Hey.
Right? So yeah, so just quickly to rehash what we did. So you can make some hi-hats out of whatever sound that has a bunch of these little dynamics in it, and then just setting it to 16th notes. 16th notes. Also just adding straightforward hi-hats that are just faster and faster will get you a long way. You can get a lot out of that. Building tension through things going out of tune can get you a long way. It's like you just have one note and it slowly pitches up, or you have one note and it slowly pitches down or something. Or the other thing that's really fun is just building these sort of like super chords. So say you have, this works better with, what's the thing? One of the things that I really like doing this with is actually with flutes. Is you can build this really strange, soon, my friends, soon. Neurofunk banger soon. So yeah, let's use this flute consort. Sure, this is fine. This is gonna take too long, but basically you just like throw in a note and then just add another note, and like every couple quarter notes or something, you just add another note and keep stacking it until it makes this giant dissonant chord, and then cut it, and then that's your end of your build-up. You can get a long way with that. I'm not gonna go through that, to be honest. Yeah, so I think that will help a lot, and it'll help kind of break up the structure a bit. I mean, the other thing that's worth considering too is like just straight up, like, I would start you can start your track with something like this. I mean, you have a build up or you have a thing at the beginning anyways, but we can just go like this, for example. Oh, you had a thing there. Fuck, could have used that. Anyways, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, those are just some quick things on that. I think the bass also, you might want to get some feedback from Glork. Do you want to chime in a little bit of like what are some options for the bass? My thoughts would be could be a little bit wider in the top end, yeah, it might be fun to play with another bass, to have two. I said stuff about the sub. Oh, yeah, sub, sure. Yeah, that would work for sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think that's it for this track. This one, it's cool, man. It's a really good start to a tune. I know you're probably sick of it, so I would, like, if you're sick of working on this, I'd just move on and just do this shit on your next track. But yeah, the vibe's good. Feels like you got a really solid, like, sort of hook here, I guess. And then, yeah, it's feeling good. So let's switch back over to this guy. Alright, so that was Ascend with a track called Cycle. Booyagashan. Okay. Indol. Okay, do we listen to... I guess we should just pick one. Okay, which one do we want to listen to? Eater, Dope Sick, or Makalos? Okay, help me pick this song. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna pick one. Fuck it. Who did we miss last week? I don't even remember. Yeah, I think we got yours. Okay, cool. This one had kind of the same issue, I think, as the other one, as the one we just, the drum and bass one that we just listened to. Kind of feels like it'd be cool if this went somewhere. And also you could do this exact thing at the end of a huge build up and totally get away with it, I think. Yeah. So I think, is Indol here? Like, if you're Indol, can you say something? Because I don't really want to review tracks of people who aren't here. I mean, we can, but it's a lot more fun if the person's actually here. This is a cool picture. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the next one unless Indol shows up. TQI is here, right? I saw somebody say that they're TQI. Who's TQI? Won't let me go back that far in the chat. Who's TQI? This looks interesting. What the fluke? Yeah. Nice. Tiki. Okay. Five follows. Yo, you guys follow this guy. Everybody follow him. We're gonna triple his follower count. See you, dude. Nice seeing you. Ooh, spicy love affair in the chat. I really like how that chord thing doesn't really resolve anywhere. It like feels like it wants to, but then it doesn't. This part, that first thing, you gotta be careful with those. It comes out a little bit funny, but the rest of it is really nice. I think you can play a little bit more with cutting the sub in and out, because it is sort of just sitting there. You can also I think you could make your bass slowly move upwards a couple notes. I think that would make this section have a nice finish. That might be a nice way to kind of get to the end of this section. But yeah, I like it. I like the sound design. It's cool. I'm not offended by the bendy stuff in general. I think just that first one sounds a little bit funny to me. But then after that, I'm fine with it. I think it works. No, it's not repetitive. It just like I don't feel like it's repetitive. I just feel like adding a little bit of motion in the bass will help it create a bit of tension into the end of this bit. These sections are really pretty. This is really nice. Nice textures over top. Like the bass sounds fucking huge. Yeah, it's great. It's a nice transition too. I think you can get a bit more staccato on the bass here. I think that's what I would do, is like have some bits where you have these like boom, boom, and then get a little like boom. Like playing with those two things together would be a nice blend, I think. Overall, the track moves really. Yeah, the track moves in a really nice way. Tonal glitches could have some volume variation, so they're not always so in your face. Very interesting idea. I quite like how in your face they are, but it's for sure something to try out. I'm not offended by this slow start, to be honest. But you know, that's a matter of taste. You could try making it shorter. Maybe it'd feel better. This is nice. The bass in this, how it changes, is cool. Yeah. It's a good pacing too with the changes, I think. And like lots of restraint in this part. I think that feels really good. Yeah, this is really nice. I like how this builds. I feel like an offbeat hi-hat could really like add to this section. Doesn't need it, but just another thought. I'd skate. I like this. There is something about it that those notes. It reminds me a little bit. It's like, well, again, this is like personal taste, but it reminds me of. It's like a little bit too. It feels a little bit too consonant. Like it's a little bit too happy together, I feel like. That's a matter of taste, though. And I feel like it kind of makes sense in the thing of the track, but I think you could get a little weirder with those notes. It's just kind of my... I think it's very cool. It just shoots out the track in the space. Yeah, exactly. It's a really nice touch to like not let that move or resolve anywhere. Just repeat it. Kind of gives you this drifting away sort of feeling. It's very nice. All in all, I really like the track. Really cool. I'm like excited to see where this project goes. I think you did a great job. Okay, let me just get a glass of water. Should I play this? Or no, let's play something else in the meantime while we wait. I'll be back in a second. Just play something in the background for you. Where's that fucking... Oh, fuck. Is it this one? Oh no, it's this one. No. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Hold on, let me hear this one. Okay. Alright, let's listen to this one by J.O. I think this is the one that we were working on in the lessons, yeah? Yeah, Max is sweet. Nice. Wicked. This is great. Nice work. Great work. Really great. I think just refining some of the sound design, like specifically just the kicks and snares, would help a lot with this one. Aggressive? I feel like it's really soft. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of nice things in there. And the glitch parts really came out nicely. That was a really cool one. Yeah, I think the next step is really going to be layering in different kicks and snares and stuff. And then I think melodically, I mean, again, this is a personal taste thing, but I really like to go a lot darker with the melodic stuff. I think it makes this really nice pair. It's hard to... Oh, that's interesting. I feel like like kind of happy chords, and then the glitch stuff doesn't really. It's that. I don't know what feeling that is, of like being happy, but then also violence. Happy violence is, unless it's like totally overly happy, saccharine kind of psychotic violence, then that kind of makes sense to me. But yeah, like really that kind of glitch that you have in these sections. I'm not really sure yet on the minor scale degrees in that section. The chord part. I mean, all throughout. Even just the like da na na. That's sort of very like happy. To me, that those two notes together feel very like happy, and then da 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 da. That sounds very happy as well. Yeah, cognitive dissonance is nice sometimes, but I think that if you're gonna do that, could use a bit more, like the violence. Like for me, the reason that it doesn't that juxtaposition doesn't work super well for me is that the glitchy stuff doesn't feel like, it doesn't really hit it feels like shy in its like aggressiveness. It doesn't feel particularly aggressive to me. And then the melodic stuff doesn't feel like you're fully leaning into the happiness stuff. So that's why it feels a little bit, it feels a little bit shy to me. Into some other stuff I can do. Yeah, for sure. That's the, yeah, exactly what you just said. I was going to focus on the sub next. Great idea. And then, so maybe look into some other stuff I can do harmonically. And exactly that. Yeah, that's a good idea too. My suggestion would be to just extend the phrase, but also come up with another darker progression to go to. Yeah, that's a good idea. That could be fun. The glitch part is nice and needs a melody that helps it hit. I would say the opposite of that. I think that you actually don't really need the like da da part in the glitchy thing. I think you could go full. Doesn't really need a melody thing. And if you do have a melody, it could be a lot more sparse and less repetitive. I think that would maybe make more sense. To me at least. Also with this build-up, we talked about the build-up with the reverb thing. I think you can cut it instead of letting it trail off like that. You can build, and then just chop it off. I think that would be nice. Yeah, for sure it's coming together. Yeah, I agree. It's great. Yeah, for sure. Great work, man. I think it's really coming along. Looking forward to the next lesson. Good job. Okay. All right, Lydian. Ooh, we got a real instruments person. Okay, let's try it. Let's check it out. Is this person here? Who is this? Jen. Here we go. Oh, that's you? Okay, cool, yeah. Nice. I always forget what your artist name is. It's pronounced Quicken? Chicken? Chicken. Really? Chicken. This is great. Yeah, this is great. Oh, Boney Man, nice. Boney Man, send a track in. That was really cool. I think for me, I mean, people were talking about how they really like when the distortion comes. I'm not sure if I like that, to be honest. I'm not sure if it feels super intentional to me. It's, this track is so pretty and so nice. Feels like it doesn't necessarily need to go to that kind of distorty area. No, don't say it. Yeah, the chords are really nice. One thing I would say is the drum sounds, well, they're really nice. They fit the vibe. But I think especially the snare thing, I think could be a little bit different. It's whatever, that's a personal. I mean, they're all personal taste things. Yeah, true. Okay, and then the other thing. This is all working. Everything's working here. Everything's good. That's like a really weird end of that section, this part. It feels really kind of like an accident. I mean, you get to where you're going, like, this is cool, really cool when it comes in this next bit. Yeah, just a bit less distortion, I think, would work. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, clipping the output. Yeah. Other than that, it's, yeah, that's working. Yeah, this transition is super weird to me. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't quite get to anywhere to it doesn't, yeah, it's like it doesn't quite get to, yeah, for sure, transitions on hardware is fucking super hard. That's actually one of the things that I was thinking is, like, if you had a separate piece of gear that was just an effects thing on the output, I think you could do transitions like that more easily, because you can kind of crank one like, say you have one thing that's mapped to, like, you know, like a delay and a reverb and a distortion or something. That could be like kind of the end of your section, is just bringing that in, and then with one hand you're resetting, so you get back to like whatever the next section is. The other hand you're bringing in this thing, and then you cut it, and then you play, and then you start the next section. You get this sort of like strongly timed feeling just from like blowing up the effects and then cutting it, and then moving on to your next section. You could help it kind of feel like it has a interesting just a more kind of strongly timed transition. And then this part is cool. That's a bit weird. It gets a little bit weird when you're changing between the things. But this part feels like you're jamming kind of in this area. But yeah, this is a cool section for sure. That, yeah, I was wondering if that was like an accident that ended up on that like sound. Yeah. I think those effects could be done a little bit differently, but the track is really working. Like, it's really getting there, and especially with such a nice first section, and then this idea for the second section is brilliant. It's really fucking nice. This is super cool. Like, okay, so I think, you know how you start pitching it up here? If you're gonna do that, I would just continue doing, I wish you could just automate that, of just slowly increment it up, and then as it's going up, then you start kind of fucking with it and making it fall apart like that. But I think just because that pitch changes, or tempo change or whatever, it's just happens for a very short amount of time. I think that's why that part doesn't work for me. But it's super interesting, like, so many cool parts about this track. And the sound design on these bits is really beautiful. That's pretty cool. It really almost works for me, I think. That's a nice thing to end it to. Yeah, I think just refining a little bit of the bits is really fucking cool. It's crazy to me that you do this all with these machines. I don't fucking understand how this shit works at all. So that's really crazy to me. Yeah, I think never underestimate the things that you can do with just like a nicely put together effects rack, like just on your stereo output. You can really get a lot of fucking great shit that are just like master channel effects. I think people underestimate that. But yeah, I don't fucking like that. Oh wait, I have to sign in. How do I find? What should I sign in as? Yeah, whatever. Sure. Okay. Great. Yeah, track is really cool though. Really impressed with that. Okay. Tryptophan. Did we listen to this last time? I don't remember. Okay. So, I think mix-wise, you said you were mainly curious about the mix. I think you could peel it back from the... When you say glued, do you mean like you use the glue compressor? I think like mix-wise, like, I guess like what I would say is like my whole mixing strategy is really, really centered around sound design. You can see that a bit in some of my other tracks that we worked on the Thursday stream. No, I mean, some people are all about the glue compressor on the master. I don't really like how it sounds, but that's, to each their own. I just think it's, in terms of like trying out a mastering thing, I really, honestly, pretty much the only thing I ever do is like put ozone on and then just change, and then play with, like, pick a preset and then play with the input volume until it feels right. Not that I'm a mastering king or whatever, but like everything that's not, if it's not working there, then it means it's a mix problem. Like, your mastering part is, your mastering's never going to solve your mix issues. So if there's something that's not working for you in the mix, it's a mix issue, So I just wanted to bring up this track. Again, not that this is like some pinnacle of mixing or whatever, but just to talk a little bit about my mixing style a little bit, or how I think about mixing in general. Oh fuck, this is the wrong fucking track. Fuck. God fucking damn it. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's do this one. That's if the mix sucks when you take off the glue compressor, that means that you have to fix your mix. Okay, so let's just quickly touch on this. This is... Oh, fuck, what the fuck is this? Oh, right, this is this one. Okay, so mix-wise, let's just kind of go through. My drums, I always do this thing on the... I just always put the drum bus on my drum bus. And then more like kind of detailed than that, like just pick a kick that sounds good and then make sure the other shit gets out of the way of the kick. So one of the tricks that you can use to do that, if the drum bus is like a compressor limiter thing, not the best way to do this, but one of the ways that I quite like doing it is, like, I don't sidechain the bass or anything. Maybe if I did, I would be more of a EDM-y kind of guy, but what I usually do is I'll just leave them, and then the kick is loud enough that it'll push this out of the way under the, like, harsh limiting of this drum bus. And then so if you squash your drums in that way and the drums feel good in that squash drum bus, then you have this like group that works. And then the other stuff, you don't usually have to do too much to it. Like if it has some bass in it, you might have to pull out some of the lower frequencies to get away with it. But that's the trick with this, yeah. But and the bass down a bit to make space. Yeah. And then yeah, so I think like this one of the things that I would do is just kind of like one of the things that you can do to practice mixing is like just export stems of your track, and then just try really just playing with the volume. Don't yeah. Okay, yeah, lots of great stuff in the chat here too. And then just practice kind of like the biggest part of your mix is going to be the volumes of different things. It's in my opinion, it's really the volumes of different things and not EQing and stuff. And then the first thing that I would go in with is like filters. And then if it's not enough with the filters, then the next thing is going to be just like EQing. And that's kind of like, if it's not sound design, then that's the only like mixing kind of stuff that I do. Anything in here, it's really just like sound designy stuff. Oops. Yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of how I do my mixes. I don't think that I'm really like the mixing guy to give you like good mixing tips. Because really, a lot of what I do is in terms of mixing just comes down to sound design, and I'll do like small things like I'll filter out low frequencies on stuff that I don't want to have low frequencies, but I don't get super techie about that shit. And I do a lot of stuff that's kind of messy because I just like the way that it sounds. But yeah, so on this one we have it on the master. Let me just mute this one. I'll put another one in. Oops. So it sounds pretty decent already, right? And all those elements are sort of balanced, right? Like you, yeah. It'll make your life easier to so if your mix works without a mastering thing or without a limiter or whatever on the master. But that's why I generally do it this way, is like at the beginning I'll put on ozone, or not right at the beginning, and I'll just pull this down a lot so that my mix isn't really hitting the limiter that hard, right? Like even in here you can see, I'm not like crushing it or anything. It's okay. What's weird to me is that for really good people, it even sounds full and warm on multiple systems in the arrangement phase. Yeah, so like, because once your ear is sort of trained to that, then right when you put a sound in, you kind of know how loud it should kind of be to fit into that mix, right? Like your limiter should never really be anything that you like rely on at the end. It really should be sort of just a final thing. It should sound good and because I think a lot of my mixing strategies or whatever, they're just sound design tricks. That's why like there isn't really a mixing stage ever for me. I don't really get to the end and then I'm like, I'm gonna adjust the mix or whatever. I'm just kind of like, okay, like as I go, I put an element in and I make sure it fits in the mix. And a lot of the sound design I do is to make it fit better in the mix, to make it work, you know? Exactly, I used to find I start to hear breakup and squash sounding artifacts once you push a limiter more than a few dB. Yeah, it can make a cool sound, but like, yeah, Jeremy's on the money there. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's what it's all about, is just making it fit like as you go. I really don't do like a mixing stage at the end. So, and for that reason, I'm not really a good person to ask for those kind of things. Maybe eventually I'll get my friend Ty, we can maybe do one of these streams at his place. He's got like a really nice mixing studio, so then we can do kind of track review at his place, and then he'll be able to give some like really good mix advice, because he's a fucking crazy good mixing engineer. So he'll be able to tell you some more kind of key stuff like that. Cool. Okay, so we've got a couple more tracks here. Seskimo did a remix of my track. I'm curious to see what this is gonna sound like. Oops. This is great. This is very Seskimo style. Yeah, the gloom. So I think like what I would like to hear with this, I kind of like to hear like some better kicks and snares maybe layered in there. I also like to see what would happen if you wrote your own melody over top of this, like that interacts with kind of the way that you messed with my melody. I think that would be a really nice way of like kind of putting the puzzle together. What else? I like it. I like how you kind of kept the track flow together. But I'd be interested to see where you would take it if you were like not bound to that. I wish I had stems so I could just send you the stems. Yeah, I think it sounds good though. I think you did a good job. Especially this part was really cool. It's really nice tension and release. And the granulation stuff is really nicely done. Nice work. Let's grab everything from the downloads. Alright, this is Nate. Yeah, I'm excited what you do with it, Seskimo. Yeah, okay, let's check it out. beautiful shit. This makes me feel like flying type shit. Weird resonance of oscillating stuff in the background. Yeah, Calcimine, Concro, and like Resonor fan. Please make more of this style of me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is really cool. I kind of agree with what the other people said. I don't know if it really needs any melody. I think it could be longer too, honestly. I think the track could be like twice as long. If you do want to do some Rolly Porter stuff, I'm not super familiar with his style, but like it's kind of like big cranked out drums. I think you just kind of want to put like drum bass and then put some like big giant kicks in there. Yeah, this is I really don't know if for drums would be the place that I would go with this thing. The thing that kind of came to mind though was like this type of thing actually. Let me just do like 4 bars of this. And then for this one I would do smooth it along a bit. And then somewhere different here. So you get like this first one might not be super on point. But I don't think that's really what you were going for. It's just that's kind of where my brain went. Yeah, quiet sound designy stuff in the background. You could also, yeah, the Rolly Porter thing, you get away with just some big sounds. Like, I don't know. Let's just put some of these in here. there's some kicks under that. Megatron next makes some nice one. I mean, you already have. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, you get the idea. The glitch with friends sound pack might be good for that. Where did I put that? You can also just take like, okay, so say we don't use these. Okay, we gotta find the glitch with friends thing. There it is. Fuck. Okay. Kicks. Okay, so there we go, that's a good one. Yerp. Gotta toast this a bit more. We didn't, I thought we put the, oh whoops, we just put it on that one. Just fucking. Maybe this should. And then just a bunch of reverb. These are all really like standard. What are you guys doing here? There we go. There we go. These are perfect, yeah. What? Okay, and then Foley? Yeah. Okay, no. Yeah, fucking throw some of these bad boys in there, but just pitch them the fuck down. Wicked. Oh, those will probably sound huge when you fucking put them down. We're good. Yeah. Yeah, like delays and reverbs and stuff. Oops. Probably get away with this. Does that kind of help, maybe? I don't know if that helps. Hopefully. I think actually, this stuff too, you can like warp and then There we go. Hey. Cool. Well, that's the last track I got. If anybody has a track, send it over now or forever hold your peace. Or keep your, or whatever. Oh, we got a new one from Evan. There you go. Let's do it. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. I was really excited when I saw you in the chat. I was like, okay, we're gonna hear a good one. Yeah, here's some mail. Might call it after this one, actually. We'll see. But yeah. What can I say about this really? Or like making tracks longer than 3 minutes. Word. Yeah, I think like it's part of this style for like things to not really like you don't really have like a big kind of tension release kind of arc in here, which I think is like one of the things that I like about this style. It's like you just have this nice melody and really cool percussion, and it kind of just like floats around there, and you just like just get to be in this. This is what it feels like you're in this cool little world. Yeah, it's really magic. Yeah. But so one of the things that I do when I'm stuck on arrangement stuff is like, so now you have this project with all these sounds, right? Right, and a bunch of like kind of like you've got a synth that you set up and these drum sounds and blah blah blah. So I would just, wherever you are in your project, just move down a little bit and just make a new section, and then just try to figure out a way to transition from one to the next. It's kind of a great way to do it. So yeah. Yeah, nice to see you, Jeremy. Yeah, like that always kind of works. You could try to make the you could try to make the you could try to make the chords and melodies and stuff like sort of build more in a classic like chords building style, if you know what I mean, like to kind of find more tension with like different chords and stuff. What else? Fuck it, let's listen to it again. So fucking cool. Yeah, shit. It's beautiful. It's just fucking beautiful. Yeah. You could try, like, you know what could be fun to try is like doing a section with a lot less, like a lot less drum sounds, just for a bit to have a balance, or not a balance, but like a contrast, like this, but then like this, but like with some drum sounds. I think it's also would be interesting. It would be interesting also to. Hold on, we like downloaded it. Let's play with it. For some reason, I want to hear this. I want to hear it like slow down. I actually wouldn't mind a section 2 with just like a very steady, like, like a hi-hat or something. That could be nice, just to have a little bit of like a cathartic woo. That could be nice. Also, something I want to hear is this part. Backwards. Yeah, I think putting things backwards is always putting things backwards is always a great way to get ideas. And I kind of do that a lot. I also kind of am curious what would happen if you dude something like this. Maybe with a different fucking synth, but let's just try it with this first. Yeah, I don't know. That could be fun. Or like, this is kind of the other thing that this made me think of. I think with a piano it might sound kind of nice. There's definitely some weird notes in there. I wonder what that sounds like over this. Alright, it's getting a little too experimental here. Yeah, I don't know. Some thoughts. That's one of the things I like doing when I'm not sure what to do next. But yeah, all in all, really great track. Cool. Cool beans. Cool beans. Alright, I think that's it for today. Oh, you guys can have that. Let me upload that track. Not this one. Sorry. The one that I made that you wanted. I'm gonna upload somebody else's shit. So that would be rude. Is it this one? This one? Thanks, guys. Just don't like post this anywhere, obviously. Okay. Oops. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be on the next episode of Mr. Bill's podcast, which I don't even know. Yeah. It's up here somewhere. So yeah, I'm episode 18. Yeah, you can find me there. I think that'll be fun. What else is going on? There's also... Oh yeah, so make sure you check out the glitch.cool takeover. This is up now. Let me find it here. If you're looking for stuff to listen to, this is gonna be a fun series. I think there's one new video every Saturday morning. What else? That's it for new stuff for me. For how many the glitch.cool thing? I don't know. We're gonna see how long. For now, when am I playing live? No plans yet. Maybe in Berlin in March or April or something, but not confirmed yet. I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. Oh yeah, yo, Gonima, we should do a local show, like ASAP. That would be so fun. That's a really good idea. Do you know anybody that organizes shows that would put us on? I'm trying to think of where would be a good place to do it. Okay. Who puts on those kind of shows here? Oh, Francois does. Wait, what's his name? Francois. He might put us on. FX Bip. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, well, we'll figure something out. I think that would be really fun to play a show with you. I'd really like that, actually, a lot. Oh, you know who might also be a nice addition to that lineup is Benji. Do you know Benji? Yeah, if somebody books me in Texas, I'll be there. Alright. So, see you guys on Thursday. I'm gonna work on another track. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be working on, but yeah, or next Saturday or whatever. Sign up for lessons. I don't remember what Benji's artist name is, to be honest. But yeah. Alright. Peace out, everybody. This is woulg signing off. No, not Sleepy Koala. This other guy. FX Bip. A different Francois. We're in Quebec after all. There's a lot of Francois. Alright. Peace out, everyone.